Hello guys. So yeah, you guys asked for a recap. I'm gonna do one. Even though, in my opinion, I don't think there's much reason behind it. We didn't really get a great trading day as I expected. That's why I told you guys to skip. But yeah, other than that, we go over today. Keep in mind, it doesn't really make a difference if you have this one on or this one off. The day still develops the same way. I'm just gonna try and figure out if I want to keep it off or keep it on. For now, it's off. So yeah, I just stuck with this. But if you look at this, you can pretty much see the day opened lower, delivered higher, um, which was, I wouldn't say it was expected, right? You can see 1800 delivered lower, midnight delivered lower, and then we just expanded to the upside. But yeah, that's what we had for today. That's the structure we had. And that's what I used for my trade pretty much. So I'll just straight up go into the trade because there's nothing really else to say about today except that, in my opinion, we had higher draws overall. Like we've been talking about 250 last week, even in the lives with Powell and Boy, 250 as a draw. The only thing I don't like about this week, like I said yesterday, is that we have no trading below this 1800. That's why I still have it on my chart. But yeah, we'll see what we do this week and how this is going to be affected or not. But for now, let's get into 10 a.m. today. And then, yeah, we'll go over that. So, let me see. I pretty much didn't really do anything at market open. I waited for 10 a.m. to show me what he wanted to do. And you can see right here, pretty much got a 10 a.m. open with no manipulation above, right? We open and just go lower. Which to me in this occasion signals I want to get upside, right? The 1 hour candle opens lower for the 4 hour candle to then expand higher. That was what I wanted to see, which is not really what we did because it didn't really do much. So it's more of a accumulation candle than an expansion candle. But yeah, other than that, the first sign for me to do something at 10 a.m. You see this rejection block. This is the 930 low, right? We do have the same one right here on ES, and you can see what happens, right? It gets swept, doesn't hold. So we make an SMT right here. This was like the first sign where I said, okay, this could be it. This is something I wanna possibly take, because it matches my outlook for higher prices. 10 a.m. is lower. What do? I go on the 1 minute. I wanted to see an entry trigger, and boom, no entry trigger, right? No 1 minute entry trigger. Okay, that's unfortunate, right? We can't really do much about it. That's where I wait. And I do see we got displacement, right? So I want to see how we build structure. For me, the draw is still like 10 a.m. or possibly even the high right here. So I pretty much wait. And I look at the 5 minute on ES because you can see we use the new rejection block we made right here to push higher, right? What the fuck? Yeah, we use this one to push higher. We don't really go to CE, but we use the beginning of it and just push up. So that's something that I watched. I wouldn't even have minded if we went lower to CE of it, but you can see NQ held up pretty strong. And that's pretty much where I drew this. This was my point of interest for this 1 minute range, which was this gap, right? And you can see we have this one. It depends on where you market, what time you like enter longs or enter the trade. Let's say it was here. Pretty much edge discount, which isn't great. I took my trade around here, so this is the range I used for it. So you can see we go to discount, right? Right here, it's pretty much the same thing. You do have this range, it gets rebalanced on ES. And then you can see the moment I enter the trade right here, if you want to use this, which isn't necessarily perfect because the range technically would be this, but it's just to push together. Like, I don't know, this doesn't look really good, same as this, right? So I would probably use the 5-minute one and not really use anything else. So when this kind of closed, I mean, this would be the 5-minute one, but yeah, the range on ES doesn't look clean. All I'm trying to say is we do respect body structure. We go to discount of whatever range you want to use. We go to OT. It's up to you, right? This one looks clean on AQ. And I see first time, I see this as an SMT, right? So I was debating about doing something right here, but it doesn't really make sense because you can't really limit, because you have this order block, you have with E open, you don't have a good spot to put a stop loss in. Also, ES doesn't really go for this rejection block right here. So I disregard this move because I wanted to see what we do. And then we failed to push above 10 a.m. again and we retrace. And what happens next is like we make another SMT right here. Right here. I could have moved this one. And this is where I execute pretty much. Because you can see this move happens from another rejection block right here. Right? At the same time, we form a new one right here, which we don't tap, and we don't tap this one right here either. So I was so confident in this move, or like in this trade. I pretty much longed the creation of the SMT right here. And my stop would be a sweep of the low on ES, pretty much. So I just entered the SMT. Market bought the SMT and wanted to see this candle close bullish for me to have a rejection block. Once this candle closed bullish, I moved my stop to the low because whatever happens next either gives me a re-entry or we just tap and deliver my trade. So I position myself inside this wick when the SMT gets made. So when EQ sweeps this, we see a push up, market order, boom, I'm in the trade, right? And I'm protected when this one closes bullish because this becomes a rejection block. Why did I do that? Because I didn't find an entry right here. I didn't find an entry right here. Price was pretty slow and choppy today, so I didn't really want to stay on the chart and just stick around it and not get an entry. I wanted to get something at least, because for me this was a super clear buy model to at least to 10 a.m. Like I said, I wanted to see more because 10 a.m. just opened lower, but didn't get that. So yeah, I got in the trade around here, moved my stop to the low once we formed a rejection block, and then you can see we pretty much just expand, and I TP'd a bit above, a bit before 10 a.m. because you can see how strange price action is. So once we swapped this high, I think I had my limit a couple points higher than this, and that's it. I don't really see another trade, to be honest. I didn't really see downside today because you can see the manipulation, right? So yeah, everyone that shorted 10 a.m. today, I mean, you clearly don't really got the idea of how manipulation works. But yeah, I agree with, like, I can see the downside targets, and it makes sense for price to go down, but I don't really see a way to enter this because this is not manipulation. This is like 5 points on an hourly candle inside of a 100-point range. So like, yeah, you should know better. Other than that, that same thing right here. We do have an SMT right here, as you can see. That's why we edge 10 a.m. and then deliver. But I don't know, the same topic goes for this, where in this case it makes a little bit more sense because we have 11 a.m. open and you just use this as a key level, not really as 10 a.m. expansion anymore. So this makes more sense than shorting this, but yeah, today wasn't really an eventful day. I didn't really see anything worth. Even if you look at later, which is outside of my time and trading window, I don't really see the point in this. Because people ask me, why did this one fail? I mean, probably because the draw was lower, but today was overall pretty strange. So you can see this is in discount, right, of the higher time frame range. And that's something I noticed with people that gonna DM me about, oh, we had an S&P right here. If we have an S&P, why would this one fail? Because you enter when the S&P gets created. You don't enter when the S&P already delivered. You need to have the right context. This trade makes sense because we sweep the low, make the S&P, and see a push up. This S&P does not hold any value if we go back down here. Like, sure, we can make another S&P, but it's just less probable. Also, you can see all the stacked lows, and yes, look at this. Stacked lows, like equal lows, no wick. It doesn't make sense to long this. There's like everything is speaking against it. But yeah, you can choose whatever you want to do, whatever you want to long. The only other thing I found kind of okay was this rejection block right here, but yeah, it got edged. And why didn't this one work? Well, this one just failed because this rejection block looks better. See how it forms a bullish wick, clean bullish wick. This one needs to get confirmed for, like with this candle. And if I had to choose, I will always take this one instead of this one. Also, this one had more reasons to work out because this is the 11 a.m. candle, like 1 hour candle low. 12 a.m. opens right here, open lower, sweeps, boom, move up. Same goes for ES. Resweeps. 11 a.m. open low, OTE holds, push up, and now you can see the chop on the 5 minutes. So to everyone that traded this, it's like, yeah, you could have avoided the whole day, like I said in my Outlook channel. If you traded and lost, it's your fault, I would say. You had every warning not to trade, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it about today. I don't really have anything more to say about it. Midday, you all should know why. We do have FMC tomorrow. We do have PPI tomorrow. We do have two huge gaps we didn't fill. This remained open. This gap remained open. If you go to regular trading hours, you can see we still have this one open and this one open. So we have two huge gaps to the upside that usually get filled. You can see this happens to have a gap from a couple days before. We filled that gap, basically gapped above it, but there was so many reasons not to trade today. So if you did and you lost, you know why. If you didn't do and stuck to the rules, good job. We'll probably see PA clear up after tomorrow, so Thursday, Friday should be pretty decent. And yeah, that's about it from my side for today. I hope you found this insightful. I hope it made a little bit more sense on how to read today and how I viewed today, and also cleared some other things about gaps and whatnot. So yeah, I see you guys tomorrow. I see you guys in a new recap about FMC, and if I do trade AM session, I'll cover that too. You're gonna see. Not sure yet. With PPI as news, it makes sense to look at AM, but FMC is later, so AM could be bad. Not sure yet. If I have the time, I'll hop on charts. If not, I'll trade PM session. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you guys in the next recap. Bye bye.